Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. In the last part we beat up a few more bosses, including a random grenade chucker on top of the roof, and now we're gonna head up to the rooftop of the tower building. But there's no door. Door to the roof was sealed to prevent entrance of invaders. But that was a quick job so you can blow it up easily, I think. Bye. Yeah, they tried to hide the door to the roof, even though we can clearly see where the roof is on our radar. Just place a bomb here, and there you go. Now, before we do anything, let's call Joseph Norden, that animal expert, because he might give us some helpful advice. This is Solid Snake. Your reply, please. There are more than 260 pigeon species around the world. The range of living extends from Europe to Southern Asia. That pigeon's trained to deliver messages. Pigeons are sensitive to noises and are quite cowardly. But at the same time, they're hungry gluttons. If you could lure it with something with peas or potatoes or something, but I guess there's no McDonald's in battlefields. Over. Huh, peas and potatoes. Well, let's see what we got. Ham, cheese, spaghetti, pork, beef, crackers, meatballs, peas, potatoes. First off, you actually have to let the pigeon land. If you're on the same screen as you, it won't land. But if you hear its flapping wings like that speed up, it's landing. As long as you have a B2 ration equipped, it will not run away from you. A paper is tied to the pigeon's leg. Help Wis Oil Kill Marv. Let's flip it upside down. That looks like, what does it mean? Well, if you actually flip part of that message upside down, it actually comes out to a codec frequency, I believe. 140.51, or is it 15? I forget. Let's check. 51. This is Solid Snake. Your reply, please. Hey, Dr. Marv. Jimenji sent Marv Komit. What? In the name of pronunciations? I can't pronounce this. What's this? I can't understand a word he's saying. Maybe I better ask Petrovich. Okay, let's give Petrovich a call then. Let's see, what was his frequency again? 0.82. This is Solid Snake. Your reply, please. Marv can only speak Czech and Slovak. He's also very shy. How about you, Petrovich? Only Russian and English, but Nastasha can talk to him. Nastasha, the STB woman who escorted you? She can talk to Marv. He'll accept her. Is she alright? Don't worry, she's a professional agent. She managed to get away by stealing an enemy uniform. She should be undercover somewhere in this complex. Does she have a transceiver too? No, they took it when they caught her. No clues then. Even though she wears an enemy uniform, she is still a woman. No other female soldiers in this fortress. Look for her at woman-only locations. Like the ladies' lavatories. Over. Now you notice how he said this building. We have to go all the way back to the first building that we started the game in, the Zanzibar building. I'm of course going to be cutting out that backtrack. However, I will tell you we're actually going to be meeting back on the third floor, near where we fought the ninja. In fact, here we are now. Now you might remember when we first came here, there was this door here on the left we couldn't enter. Now that we have ID card number 4, we can. And immediately find a guard. Try to avoid him. Thankfully, I think when you first enter a floor, guards are in a set cycle, so they'll always be in the same place when you first enter a floor. Where they go from there, though, that could be tricky. Also, I hate this guard here. First off, why is he here? There's no reason for him to be in this room in particular. By the way, pitfall there. And more often than not, I'm just slow enough that he actually notices me. Which is not fun. Either way, we saw this room earlier. Now we can actually come in here and get a robot mouse. Woo! That'll come in handy eventually, I'm certain. Otherwise, I wouldn't be grabbing it. And now we want to go through the same doors on the other side. As soon as I make sure the guys below me aren't looking at me. That is really one thing you really do want to have. I think I mentioned before, but you really do want to keep in mind looking at the radar at the room ahead of you in case there's guards or cameras or stuff. Because if you look carefully at the room below me now, one of the guards is now right next to the door I used to get into this room. So, yeah, by the way, another robot mouse there. You will need both of them eventually. Because if you look carefully now at the radar, there's two guys right there, and if I walk right out, they will notice me. So, hesitate for a few minutes, or not minutes, moments, and you should hopefully be good after that. If you go into that room right there on screen, there's another one of those girls saying she hates men with guns, I believe. And there's me using sound! It took me until probably over halfway through the game at this point to start using sound like that, but hey, I am! Oh, hi there. Either way, the door we really want to enter right now is this door. And in here we get our old good friends remote-controlled missiles. And now I'm cutting back to the room right next to the gas-filled room where we led us to Schneider in part 1. And now we want to make, well, first off, make sure you have the gas mask on, but then again, you should remember this is a gas-filled room. If you do forget, thankfully the game is very good at reminding you. And now I want to hesitate for the moment because of the camera on the next room. And we want to enter this door with card number 4. One thing I have to say I mentioned how I like they added the oxygen bar before in the game. But one thing I have to say I'm really grateful for is that if you take off your oxygen mask, or the gas mask, you won't immediately start taking damage. Thank you to Solid Snake for actually adding a good thing. Mind you, this game added a lot of good stuff. Either way, we have a lot of guards here that I need to punch. You'd think they noticed something was happening besides just going, what's going on, when you're punching them, but no. Either way, we want to head up here, deal with this guard. By the way, watch out, there's 2 pitfalls in this room, I forget where though. And grab our good old friend, IR goggles. Now, if it's dark in a room, we can see. As I shall show off here with this light switch. Kaboom. Now it's blue instead of black. And with that, I'm actually going to cut back to the elevator and head up to floor 4. We've actually had access to this since, well, the start of the game, but there's no real point in coming up here because you won't be able to do much. You know, these load times are a lot longer than I remembered. I don't know why. Thankfully, they're not as long as a certain Sonic game that I would care not. Well, actually, no, a couple certain Sonic games that I played. Now, first off, on this room, kill this guard quick, otherwise he could get annoying. And now you're going to want a time running past this sensor, because, well, then you get noticed if you don't do it right. And getting noticed in this area is not the best choice. At this intersection, hang a left. You don't have to do this, I'm just doing it so I can show it off. Because the information that we're going to learn from this is going to come into play sooner or later. It should. In here, we have a kid. When they hear national anthem, all soldiers stand straight. You technically don't need to read that text at all, actually. You don't even need to talk to the kid at all, because the thing it influences is always there no matter what. But it's good to know that just for information's sake. You know, give a reason for my madness. Head up here. There's nothing to the right as far as I can remember, so you don't need to worry. I'm hesitating here because a bit of a weird programming quirk is that because the guards disappear and reappear from when they're moving screen to screen, you can actually walk right through a guard if you time it right when doing a screen transition. It doesn't make any sense at all, realistically, but it works because of screen setups. Either way, we want to head down this hallway to the second door, because there's nothing really in that first one aside from another kid, I believe. Then again, I don't quite recall. It's been a while since I went into that room in particular. And I want to head into this room, which is the same room we were in earlier. I just bumped a thing, except from the other side. If you catch a cold, go to the medical room to find pills. That'll come into play eventually. It should, otherwise it's just random text there with no real reason, and that's a failure of game design. Oh, gee, a black room, yay. But that's why we got the IR goggles. And we can crawl into this. I'm gonna warn you though, there's 2 pitfalls in this room, one of which I get really close to falling into. The other one's near the door. Lots of dummy soldiers over there. What are you talking? Whoa, look at the radar. Look at that radar. This kid is not lying. Yowza. Though what is the purpose of having this many dummies? I can understand maybe a couple for join us now. We want you to join and such like that, but not this many. Though obviously because you saw him pop in, this guard right here is a real one. And the same goes for this screen. Those 3 guards you just saw pop in are real. You can also tell if you look at the radar because they are flashing instead of solid dots. And I like how they did this from a designed aspect. They made one guard conveniently face right. Well, mind you, he's not the only one facing right. Because otherwise you wouldn't be able to take down the one guard I took out first because he'd be looking at you. I do believe you need to take them all out, though. Don't quote me on that. Because I always take them all out. It's always good to. But do not take them all out in this room. Because first off, as you can hear, we got the old jungle chase music back. That is because one of the guards in this room is Natasha. However, if you kill her, I believe it's technically game over. So what you want to do is actually completely sneak around all the guards, not dealing with any of them, and then enter this door. And get some B3 rations. Actually, no, a B2 and a B3, I believe. And now I need to remember what Petrovich said earlier. Women's lavatories. So, let's head over to this screen on the right and find the bathrooms. Let's actually head into the male bathroom because I have to take a mean bathroom brawl. Oh, God! Well, that jump scare relieved me, so I don't really need to use this place anymore. And we want to grab this bucket. Because, you know, bucket. Gonna need it eventually. And then we want to wait behind this plant, because eventually, this guard will come in. And hide from its sight, obviously. Go on in. There's no one in there. I checked. Well, anymore at least. Why are you hesitating? Do you just like looking at the door? Found her. Though my question is how the hell she does this so quickly. She enters as a soldier, and she's already back in her normal clothes. Natasha? Yes, I am Natasha Markova, an STB agent. You look familiar. Haven't we met before? Isn't that the cliché Western men use to seduce a girl? Now I remember. Natasha Markova, fairy on ice. Gold medalist at the Olympics in Calgary. You must be thinking of someone else. Can't be. You should be. Leave it. Where's Dr. Marv? I contacted him with my transceiver, but I didn't understand a word he was saying. He's alright then. Good. Snake, let me borrow your transceiver. His frequency is 140.51. Jadjisim Natasha. Oh god, here we go again. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this. Mostly because this actually might be a language and I don't feel like offending an entire culture. Than the fact that some of these I don't think I'd be able to pronounce well at all to begin with. But we can at least get some sort of context from it. Namely this line. Olympicisti Athleti. Yeah, we found the Olympic medalist. I wonder if that is a real language, though. Snake, Marv is alright at the moment. He is held in a detention center north of the tower building. He was very concerned about Dr. Petrovich. Petrovich is safe. Our first priority is Dr. Marv. Where you go? Wait, what? This elevator leads to an old sewer. It's a shortcut to the north side of the tower building. An elevator in here? That is an extremely good point. Why is there a random elevator in a woman's bathroom? Zanzibar land's structural designers are interesting people. Either way, we don't want to head up. I'm just used to having to go to the up button. We want to head down. And this takes us all the way down to basement floor 3. I actually had to remember what number was there. Also, yeah, Natasha is actually following us. She doesn't have her own health bar, though, and I don't think she actually even has a hitbox. She has a gun, though. I don't think she can fire it. And then there's these things. These things I think are just called sweepers. Don't let them touch you. Why? You remember that boss fight in Metal Gear 1 that was against that weird bulldozer in the middle of the sewer area thing? That was an instant kill if it touched you? So are these. So don't touch them. Especially if you haven't saved in a while like I have. Thankfully, you outrun them on pretty much all grounds. Oh, hey, another elevator. That was quick. Hurry up, though, because I'm looking at that radar. Oh, God. Alright, let's see what this takes us up to. Back to floor 1 of something. And we are... Well, actually, where are we? Not in the tower building. Natasha, Snake. Thank God you're safe. You've lost weight, Petrovich. You haven't changed, Snake. Snake, let's go. Dr. Marv is waiting. You mean he's alright? I've tried, but this elevator only opens from the inside. Natasha, let's go in single file. Wait, Snake, I've got something for you. I stole it from a guard, card 5. I'm right behind you, Snake. And now that not only do we have key card number 5, but we have 2 people following behind us. So now we have that much more strain on the system, meaning that the game runs that much more slowly. But with that, and us rescuing Petrovich, randomly enough, kind of convenient that this elevator was here, otherwise we would have been screwed, because the door to the tower building is a door, card 5 door, I'm going to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 5, we'll be heading back to the tower building area thing. See you guys then.